As a scientist, I can tell you that Sundays are only 24 hours long. But with NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, you get every game every Sunday all in one place. That's upwards of 30 hours of NFL in one day. How can there be 30 hours in 24 hours, you ask? I have a theory. Magic. New users get NFL Sunday Ticket for 8 payments of $34.50 per month. Sign up at NFLSundayTicket.com. Local and national games on YouTube TV. NFL Sunday Ticket for out-of-market games excludes digital-only games and commercial use. Terms and embargoes apply. Availability varies.
John!
What?
Red 7!
I don't know what Red 7 means.
Hot route!
I don't. What is hot route? Will you just go stand on the other side, please?
Down!
Come on.
Ready! Down! Set! Hut! 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 Hut!
Hit me! Booyah! That's what we call a sack lunch. Nom, 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 nom.
It's time for the Soonerscoop.com postgame show presented by Eskridge Lexus in Oklahoma City. Eskridge Lexus is the official travel partner of Soonerscoop.com podcasts. Now, here's your road crew, Carrie, Eddie, and Bob, wrapping up all the action and reaction from this week's game.
All right, welcome back. It is the Eskridge Lexus postgame podcast right here at Soonerscoop.com studios, where the people are partying outside on Campus Corner tonight. We've got a lot of banging on the windows. Andy Staples was here doing his Andy and Ari show. And now it's time for us. The three of us, this Carrie Murdoch, along with Eddie Radosevich and George Stoya. And guys, I don't know that we've ever done a season quite like this together on the post-game podcast where the Sooners are 4-0 and have victories against two pretty decent teams.
Yeah, it's been today was an awesome college football game. There we go.
Cracking open the beer.
I don't know about you guys,
God,
and now he's spilling it everywhere. Be a professional.
Little foamy.
Be a professional.
You were the one that recommended this beer, George.
I did not recommend it. I was. This was given to me.
You brought them down, I think,
from my wife. I believe she sells them.
A couple of weeks ago, actually, too.
Yes,
been a minute, but they're good. Not bad. Anthem. Shout out Anthem.
Anyways, fun game today. I thought it was a awesome atmosphere.
It was a great atmosphere.
And it just it went about exactly what
tangled up and stuff. God.
All right.
It was awesome. Keep going. I'm ready now. That was
sure, and I kind of fucked up the show to start out anyway.
Go ahead, Georgie.
Well, I was just going to say it was kind of the kind of game that I thought it was going to be, where, low scoring, tough to come by points, and came down to Oklahoma had to go on a drive late, and they had to come up with a stop late, and they did both.
It's kind of
you get in there and you make it all about you, George. That's what you're doing right now.
I just want to say there was a few people on the board that said I was crazy for saying it was going to be a close game, and I told you guys all week.
You were consistent with that.
I was very consistent that I thought it was going to be a very close game, and sure enough, it was. But
let's back up too, Eddie. This is a week. Let's go back. Do you need like some towels or something? You're air drying. Okay. This was a week where everyone was concerned about the interior offensive line, and it could have been a shit show. I mean, it really could. You could have been starting or at least relying on someone like a Eddie Pierre-Louis at center or something just catastrophic, and give it up to those three guys. Two guys in particular. Eddie, do you want to say the center's name? Because you're getting pretty good at
Jake
it.
Michaela.
Yes, you got it. Jake Michaela. And also... who am I forgetting here?
Fabechi Wiwu.
Yes.
That is I don't know about underrated. I think as the game started, people forgot about it because they played well up front, at least protecting John Mateer. But those guys, tough as nails to go out there. And I know they didn't practice pretty much the entire week. And
like
so
100% practice. Like they
right. Well, and then
things here and there.
They sat out of practice Monday through Wednesday. And then Thursday, I think that they participated in some fashion. But for them to go out there and to play the way they did and hold up and do all the right stuff, because I'm telling you, those were some gnarly ankle sprains they suffered. And
we looked at the video in the the Monday Game Day Rewind with Josh.
And Fasusi, and credit to Fasusi tried to give it a go. I don't know if you guys saw down there on the field.
He didn't look the same.
He just didn't look like he was moving. I think he'll be back by Kent State or
But give it up to
Texas,
Logan Howland.
But I thought Logan Howland played great. I mean, great. I think he played well. Like he held up and
He played winning football.
it wasn't like he wasn't noticeably getting beat, right? And that's all you can ask for sometimes. But yeah, those guys, that was the story all week, and I thought they played obviously good enough to win.
No doubt. And it's crazy kind of what you said at the beginning, George, where you look up with 7 minutes left, you're getting beat. Like they had to go respond. And I think that we learned a little bit about John Mateer in tight moments. I was kind of blown away to be told after the game. He finishes 15 for his last 16, completing 11 in a row, including the the big drive there to get the game or the go-ahead touchdown. The throw to Isaiah Satanier that got reviewed. Unbelievable pitch and catch there.
I think that's maybe his best throw of the season.
I think in the moment, yes. I still think like the Jaron Kanek throw in the Michigan game over the middle in the first quarter, that was an unbelievable catch and throw. But for them to kind of have their backs up against the wall, and you talked about it on the instant reaction, like that was the first time they had trailed this season. Talk about adversity in that moment. And then I think just the overall theme is what we're going to talk about for the next 2 weeks until the Kent State game and probably through Kent State week, because God love the Racers. There's not going to be much that can help them. This is, Kerry, I mean, this is the best defensive line Oklahoma's ever had from a depth standpoint.
Well,
certainly not like the Tommy Harris's, Gerald McCoy's of the world.
The Selman brothers.
The Selman brothers.
Yeah, I mean, in modern
Would
times,
you rather have the
Bob
three
Stoops
Selman
era.
brothers or the four interior guys that they have now?
The Selman.
I know. I'm saying like I was a little bit, I don't know, I guess leery just buying into this idea that they were going to be one of the best defensive lines in the country. And I mean, tonight they completely dominated and changed the game when Oklahoma needed them the most.
Yeah, I don't even know where you would compare it to. You mentioned Gerald McCoy. I think when he and Adrian Taylor was healthy, and you had
pre-injury for sure.
Yeah, pre-injury, and he was a guy that had a lot of promise. Like
Yeah,
Tommy
Jeremy
Harris and
Beal.
Dusty Dvorak, clearly the best two dynamic,
The 1-2
playmakers.
punch.
On the interior.
David Stone and Jaden Jackson, could they be better as a duo? I love some Gerald McCoy or Tommy Harris, and Dusty was a wild man.
Yeah,
Well, what's crazy is like Dominic Williams or Grayson Halton's probably like your fourth best defensive tackle, and those two guys are, they're starters.
Very
for
good players.
Everybody in the country.
I thought,
But also, I think Dominic Williams is a guy that he doesn't get enough credit for the things that he does
Yeah,
and how
I
he
agree.
stuffs things up in the middle. And
He's awesome.
People have to account for him on every play.
that's a little bit like PJ. Like he doesn't like the box score does not tell you how well he's playing right
he
now.
blew up a couple plays that ended up leading to other guys getting sacks, like or tackles for loss. He was awesome tonight. But and that's the thing is like the interior, I think, is where it starts. But the edge group, man,
Very
they've got
good.
some dudes. I mean, Taylor Wine was awesome. Marvin Jones
Jr. That outside of the horse collar, which that and the face mask that he had a couple weeks ago against Michigan, like they're spectacular plays. You just can't put your hands up there up top.
Yeah, and you could almost tell, at least from my vision down on the field, because Eddie and I are on opposite sides, it's like he knew he was about to get the horse collar, so he kind of tried to grab the jersey in a different place, but they still caught him for...
He got him.
Yeah,
I mean, we had good video of it. It's kind of one of those
But the
shit
problem was,
moments.
it was like with this refereeing crew tonight, like the fans... there was a point where if you let the fans at the refs, they would have committed crimes. I mean, it was bad.
The officiating was so bad.
It was bad. And there was a play, I think it was maybe, was it Deion Burks, where he got dragged down by his jersey from behind and they didn't call a horse collar? Yeah.
It looked like the exact same play from where I was.
He got more jersey on that.
Oh, he did?
He did, yeah. It
Okay.
was more on his shoulder, I think, from what I could see. But the fans, they see that and they're like, what the hell? Like, we just got called for the same thing. I get the frustration there.
The officiating, we have to talk about all the Satania plays. There's 3 Satania plays.
Can we just say real quick before we get to the controversy, Armis and Thomas coming back in the second half, set the tone. Second play of the game, basically body slams Jackson Arnold, and then the way that they ended the game. That little defensive stanza to close out the game, one of the more electric, I think moments within that stadium that I can remember.
That moment is what, Brent Venables, and I wrote about this in my game story, but, Brent said 4 years ago that he was going to bring a physical, punishing, relentless, suffocating defense. That final drive is exactly what Brent Venables envisioned 4 years ago. Like, it finally came to fruition. And we've seen like glimpses, I think, the last couple years, especially last year. There was times where you're like, this defense is really freaking good. Today it felt like this is an elite group.
And it's bizarre. I know if you're a fan, you're watching this game today and it's 3-0, and it's 3-3, and it's 10-3. And you have all these penalties and stoppage of play, and you're like, man, this is really frustrating to watch. But at the same time, that's what having a great defense is. I mean, you have games that seem like you're living in the struggle factory. I mean,
that's what this league is.
Yeah,
too.
That's what this league is. You're right.
They and I tweeted this after the game. Like, you better just buckle up because there's like 8 more of these coming. Like, this is what it's going to be like.
Texas is going to be just like this.
It's going to be like this every Saturday.
South Carolina is going to be like this.
Yes. Missouri.
I don't know if Ole Miss is going to be like this because they're scoring the shit out of the football
Tennessee,
right now.
but OU is going to be able to shut some teams down, and then teams are going to be able to slow down OU as well. So, like, just prepare yourself.
But the one thing that you should know is OU now has a luxury defense, kind of like Eskridge Lexus of Oklahoma City. They're very proud to be the official travel partner and sponsor of the Sooner Scoop postgame podcast, and they're happy to send George, Eddie, and Bob in a new Lexus when on the road covering the Sooners. Check EskridgeLexus.com for the most up-to-date inventories, including all new Lexus and the Lexus L certified vehicles, or to book your next service appointment. All Lexus L certified vehicles come with an unlimited mile full factory warranty with up to 6 years of coverage. L certified cars also come with 4 free services, free car washes, and use of brand new Lexus loaner vehicles while your car is in our service department, although that doesn't happen very often, and we can tell you that being Lexus owners. And unlike other dealers, Eskridge Lexus never charges a dock fee or makes you pay for accessories that you really don't want. Visit EskridgeLexus.com or call 405-755-9000. That's 405-755-9000. And Eskridge Lexus, who is also a big supporter of Campus Corner on game days, they want to shout out a hearty boomer for all of you out there. And when you're driving in your Lexus right now, like today, Eddie, it was kind of a scorcher out there. It would help if you had some featherweight clothing to wear, I would say. Something like poncho.
I would say go to ponchooutdoors.com /Sooner Scoop for $10 off your first order. That is PONCHO outdoors.com /Sooner Scoop for $10 off free shipping. We've told you about Ponchos Outdoors. I got a couple shirts, and I probably should have worn one today because it was very steamy in the first half. Soft right out of the box, right amount of built-in stretch, lightweight, breathes incredibly well. If you're going outdoors, if you're going to a backyard barbecue, if you're going down to a tailgate to see Boomer Barb, maybe she would enjoy some Ponchos outdoor wear.
I heard about the barbecue today.
It's unbelievable.
Hidden zipper pocket for the phone, UPF 50 sun protection. Kerry, you probably could have used that today. I think you got some sun down there on the field. Free shipping and returns as well as exchange. PonchoOutdoors.com /Sooner Scoop for $10 off your first order. Go try one today. The ultimate outdoor performance shirts for men.
You think I'd look more like a professional photographer if I wore the poncho to games?
100%.
It kind of has that, safari kind of.
Those were some elite
photos.
ad reads right there from you guys. Those really impressive.
Professionalism. What can we say?
What happens when you wake your ass up in the morning every day for years and years and years. George, don't ever live that life. I'm telling you right now. So anyway, we're talking about, just the things today that, that really stood out. The officiating, I mean, it was just awful at times. Way too many breaks. I mean, it's like, you go to, my God, the TV timeout counter, I think, Eddie, that just makes life worse.
Why?
Like when you look up and you feel like you've been in, like, when are we going to get out of this timeout? And there's still 3 minutes left?
I like that. Well, it's always under 2:55. It's 2:55 and less, I thought. But
I think there's
I like
4 or
that
5
thing.
minute one.
I like that thing. It lets you know if you need to, get back to your station before
TV
they
timeouts,
come back.
they've gotten out of control.
It was a long game.
Gotten out of
I mean, we
control.
were sitting there at the press conference.
Well, when they call
6:45,
when they throw a flag every,
Jesus.
few plays, and
was it 20?
it was today. It was a lot. There was
I was looking
15
for
at
it.
halftime. It was insane.
Penalties numbers: 13 against Auburn, 9 against Oklahoma, so 22 total.
Wow.
99 yards in penalties for Oklahoma today.
What was Auburn's total in penalties?
85 yards in 13 penalties.
Well, they had a ton of, which shout out to the crowd. I mean, they had a ton of false starts, delay of games,
and I thought a couple of those false starts were massive,
illegal
massive plays.
I mean, one went from 2nd and 10 to 2nd and 20, and it was over.
I mean, look, I don't have a problem with like some of the holding calls today. I mean, the PIs can come or go. They did a good job of overturning the Satania fumble into an incompletion. There were some other things I didn't agree. I still think the Keontez Lewis catch was a catch. George disagrees with me, but
the which one?
The Keontez Lewis on the sideline.
He was bobbling. I don't think he had when his toe.
Oh, I was just looking at his feet.
Well, yeah, his toe touches, but he didn't have full control as his toe touched. But look, the one that Auburn fans are going to want to talk about is the Satania deception.
Touchdown. Yeah.
And here's my thing about that. One, OU didn't sub, and I know in the rule book, I believe it says something about it doesn't matter if you subbed or not. But Satania's jogging, looking like he's going to run off the field, and then he lines up. At the end of the day, it's not on Oklahoma. It's on Auburn for not realizing it's there. And the official standing right there, Satania points to him, says, "Hey, I'm lining up." It's the official's discretion to say, "Oh, this is deception or not." And OU was going fast. But
what the SEC is saying is they should have signaled deception was happening.
I also think that maybe that's bullshit. And we were talking to Andy about it. I think it's kind of a bullshit rule. Why is it if Auburn gets caught not paying attention, why should Oklahoma be penalized for that?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like any other trick play.
Can I say, if this was the other way around, we would be saying it's the most ludicrous thing of all time?
I don't think I would. I think I'd be like, I think I'd be like, they should have called it, but I think I also would have been like, Oklahoma's got to be. They can't be screwing around and not paying attention.
I would say as crazy as
the bigger misstep on that is the officials probably should have given Auburn a timeout. Hugh Freeze was calling a timeout, and they didn't give it to him.
Yeah. And I think that's what he was pissed about the most.
I think he was more pissed. I mean, we talked to him post-game. He was more pissed about that than the non-deception call.
But I do think Brent and his staff, they would have noticed that the guy just stayed on the field.
That's what I'm saying. Is you can't be mad that you weren't paying attention.
That was 2nd and 20, right? The Satania thing?
Yeah, 2nd and 22. They just lost 2 yards and got a holding call.
Auburn fans are going to bitch and complain about that for maybe the next decade.
Auburn had every opportunity to win the game, no matter.
They're up with 7 minutes left.
Well, and it's the same with the I saw the
and they score because of a PI that put them on the 2.
Well, and which was I didn't agree with that PI call, but they missed the one on Gentry Williams where he tackled Cam Coleman on the trick play. Well, Auburn still scored on that possession to take the lead. So
I just think it's one of those things and it's for everybody, either side. You get into these moments where it's such a long game. I don't think that one blown call was the difference in that game today.
But let's step away from the minutia for just a second and just talk about what this win means for this program, for this fan base. We've said, all of us, I think, George, maybe you were the flag bearer on this whole thing, but it was important for this team to go 5-0 out of the gate before Texas if Brent wanted to regain stability in his job security, if OU had a chance to have a season where they could possibly make it to the college football playoff. And they're one win from Kent State from being there. I mean, winning today, this is a team, and I know that John Mateer didn't play his best game, but this is a team that didn't self-destruct. They've been faced with 2 really good opponents at home. No, I mean, I know it's at home, but they haven't done the dumb shit that they were doing a year ago on offense.
That's the thing to me, is the way that they have done it. And the fourth quarter, 10-minute drive against Michigan, or today, bouncing back, having a little bit of adversity, and being able to drive down the field
getting
with
behind,
7 minutes left.
Not folding.
Those are things that I think that when we talked about Brent, we talked about going into this year, George, those were the things I just didn't know. Were they going to be able to fix that kind of stuff? And through 4 games, it appears that they have fixed it. It looks like a very, very good football program right now.
And in a large part of it is they got a quarterback.
Yeah.
Like I think as much as John Mateer probably should have been a lot better today, especially in the first half, complete your final 11 passes like that in that moment, that drive, like, I mean, that's stuff that it's like there's only a few guys in the country that can do that.
Let me pose this question to you guys. John Mateer's played a lot of football. He knows this system in and out. Did the moment get a little big for him today? Was he SEC? I'm saying at the beginning. At the beginning, yes.
Oh yeah, sure, maybe.
I mean, it's SEC. It's at home. Another huge crowd. You're on national television, 2:30. Like. To me, I watched him in warm-ups, and I was thinking, like, man, he is really, like, he's reminding me of, like, his intensity is like that of Baker's. Like, he was, I don't know if you noticed that, Eddie, but, like, I'm watching him go through warm-ups, and he's throwing the ball, like, 100 miles an hour. And I'm like,
he does that quite a bit. It just
seems like he's not pressing, but I don't know that he's in a comfortable mind frame. He's more aggressive before the game even started. I don't know. I just felt like with the way that he played, he pressed a little bit early.
And I think he did, but maybe like the takeaway is like how he played better in the second half. Like he settled in and like
started dropping bombs over the middle.
And it's like maybe that's something that he can
lasers, whatever
like,
you want to call them.
he can now say, okay, I can do this. Like this is,
I believe it's drones to carry.
And also, Arbuckle made some really good adjustments, I think, in the second half. They started attacking the middle of the field a lot more.
Yeah.
They noticed that Jaron Kanik was a total mismatch and found him over the middle. They did some of the underneath stuff that really got him going. So I think it's a credit to both of them. But Mateer also just like in the first half, there was just a handful of throws that you're like, man, like he just missed Kanik or he just missed Burks or whoever it was.
The one that he just missed was right after the Satania play. The fumble and obviously the incomplete and the comeback. He missed him by probably a foot down the west sidelines.
Yeah,
or Satania walks into the like. I'm looking back at the first couple drives. He missed some guys on that second drive. The first drive was really good until they had the Satania thing, and then all of a sudden it was 2nd and 10. He misses them again. It makes it 3rd and 10, and then I'm not really sure what they were doing there.
They ran a pass to carry on underneath,
and it just wasn't very close.
Here's my thing too, and this is
3rd
just
and 14 too on that.
Just a guess, and I was telling Eddie this as we were walking back.
Hello, Nigel here. As an owl, I love to be awake all night, but allergy sufferers like you probably don't feel the same. So take Xyzal at night to relieve allergies while you sleep. Then wake up fully refreshed for a more productive day. Xyzal works fast and offers 24-hour continuous relief from sneezing, runny nose, itchy watery eyes, and itchy nose and throat, so you can enjoy doing the things you love all day long. Be wise all. Take Xyzal at night. Use as directed. Starts working in 45 minutes.
Raise the rudders! Raise the sails! Raise the sails!
Captain, an unidentified ship is approaching. Over.
Roger. Wait, is that an enterprise sales solution?
Reach sales professionals, not professional sailors. With LinkedIn ads, you can target the right people by industry, job title, and more. Start converting your B2B audience today. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started today at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
I wonder how much Giovanni Gibson can maybe help open up this offense, because I think one thing in the passing game, they've got a lot of really fast guys at receiver. They love running. You mentioned it, Kerry. They found out today the jet sweeps aren't going to work against teams as athletic as Auburn.
Too many negative plays in the run game.
They need a big-bodied receiver, kind of like Cam Coleman, that also has some speed and can make some big plays down the field. And I wonder, can Giovanni Gibson be a guy that opens up a bit more for this group in the passing game?
What's realistic? And I know we'll talk about this over the next couple of weeks. Like, how quickly can he acclimate himself back into the swing of things?
That's why the Kent State game, it's crazy. Like, the schedule's lining up perfect for them right now in the sense that you get a bye week to get all these guys healthy. And then you have a game in Kent State that you can tinker a bit. Like, you can throw some of these guys out there. You could play Eli Bowen the whole game probably back at corner and just get him back in the mix of things. Giovanni Gibson too, and create some chemistry between him and Mateer. So it's very very intriguing. But it's a great question, Eddie. Like, how quickly can he actually be a factor? I have no idea because they like the 3 they got out there right now.
We're standing down there on the field as the players are starting to do warm-ups, and they're going through like the I don't know what you would call it, the line where they're doing all kinds of running, and then they're doing like sideways stuff and just warm-up lines. And I saw Giovanni Gibson, and I've seen him so many times, but out there in full uniform with everybody else, it just reminds you, like,
he's a different type of dude.
God, that guy looks so good.
He's a different type of dude.
And I was like, Eddie, Giovanni's over there. You might want to go get something. And he's like, which one? And as soon as he saw him, he like basically sprinted toward him. He's like, yes, I have to get video
I just
of
couldn't
him.
see him through everybody.
Yeah.
He's hard, not hard to miss.
He was bending over with everybody else. So, men bending over together. So, yeah, I mean, it is intriguing. He just looks so damn good. It's like, how can he not make a difference? And we know that everybody was just not infatuated, but I mean, everybody talked him up while he was healthy, before he broke the leg. So,
and they still like they got to figure out a running game.
Oh,
I mean, they got to be able to figure out how to run the football.
I think they need a little bit more Xavier Robinson in their lives.
I put that my 10 things I think I learned from the game. Is one, it was just like they need to figure out how to run the ball, but I think it's Xavier Robinson needs to play more. He didn't play much at all. He played a little bit, but and I still like Torrey Blaylock. He missed on some holes.
He has his role. I mean,
right.
He's still the feature back to me, but when you're going up against teams like this and it's 3rd and 2, you need somebody with a little head of steam behind him that can run through the trash.
And again, Javonte Barnes is Javonte Barnes.
Yeah.
He's just
looks
Eddie,
great.
do you want to share what Deion Burke said after the game?
Yeah, I wanted to go back and listen to it because he talked about Deion Burks talked about Jaden Ott, and just the way that like he talked about it, he was basically saying something to the effect and along the lines of just wait, he's coming. And it just made me wonder, is there any underlying injury or something that has prevented him from keeping him off the field? And I know that we've talked about him missing time during the preseason and maybe not blocking as well as everybody else in that running back group, but it just made me like kind of pause for a second almost to think, is there something that we've missed with Jaden Ott?
It'd be awesome if he came back and was just a monster against Kent State.
That would be fantastic.
I hate like trying to read into this, but I'm down on the field after the game, and I'm just trying to get a few pictures of guys. And I have guys stopping me like, hey, take our picture. I think one was like Michael Hawkins Jr. and Xavier Robinson. And then comes walking behind them is Jaden Ott. He's not talking to anybody. He's got his helmet still on when nobody else did, and he's just walking straight to the locker room. It's just like stuff like that. I'm just wondering, where is he at mentally? And is that what this really is?
He said he was in a great headspace.
So here's what
Deion did.
Here's what Deion said. Somebody asked him about the run game, and he brought up Ott, and he said, Ott's going to come back and show you a lot of work. I'm not worried about the running game. And then someone followed up and said, just
Big J
asking,
Willie.
Yeah, shout out Willie. And he said, talking about Ott, he's got a great headspace, a great dude. He brings everybody up in his room. He's always cheering for everybody else. I know when his time comes and he gets the ball, it's going to be a great thing to see. So I don't know. Maybe that's just the company line at this point.
I think they believe in him, and they know that he's very talented, and they're trying to lift him up.
We saw it with our own eyes, like for whatever that was.
We were like,
5
holy
minutes
shit,
in
that
practice.
guy looks
like,
different.
Holy shit, yeah. It's like, I don't know.
And I think they know that. And I think they're trying to rally around him because they know he's been disappointed.
And you wonder, too, again, like, did the staff as well, like, maybe he's not healthy, and also maybe he's not all the way there, and they're like, we just got to get through these first 4 games, and then let's put him in there. I don't know. Who knows? But they need to figure out something in running the football.
Yeah, it's just as good as he is, you would think that he would get more time, not less time.
Yeah.
And granted, he hasn't really done anything to earn more playing time when he's gotten in there that we've seen. Eddie smirked like he had something to say.
I'm scrolling through Twitter because I don't do it a whole lot during the day, so I kind of catch up on everything.
Twitter right now.
Auburn fans are the biggest little pieces of shit scumbags I've ever come across.
Are they coming after you?
No.
they're
Just in
losers.
general. Like, I can see why Alabama just beats the shit out of them, and they'll never be the program that Alabama is. And I like Auburn people. It's just amazing to me. I think everybody's like this in some regard, but I get great enjoyment out of it.
Yeah, it's definitely like little brother energy.
Yeah, definitely. Just kind of little pussies.
There's a lot of shit talking this week too.
Yeah, there was online. It was great. I think that like a little part of that is kind of a I don't know, like a little microcosm that's like, OU belongs in the SEC. The craziness of the fan base belongs with these other crazies, and I say that affectionately. Like, we're all kind of sick in some kind of way.
I mean, look, we understand the passion of this. I mean, we're here tonight at the offices, and I'm afraid at some point someone's just going to break one of our windows because they keep banging on our doors and stuff.
Grimlock kept asking if he could bring by a pack of 30 beers, and I was like, no, don't do that, because then we'll have 30 beers, and we'll at least have 20 beers sitting around for eternity.
Yeah. So, no, but I mean, look, yes, you're in the SEC. You belong in the SEC. I think that's something that OU fans should be recognizing. And now that you've gone through a year, I thought that's what was cool about today and was cool about Michigan. Like, you can compare, like, Tennessee. There's been nothing like the Tennessee fan base that we've seen come through here. I mean, Auburn didn't duplicate it. They were good and they were loud. I mean,
I was a little surprised. Like, there was just a smattering. Yeah, there was definitely not as many Auburn fans as there were, obviously, Tennessee a year ago, but Michigan as well. Like, Michigan had a ton of fans travel. Auburn did not.
I thought that there was going to be a lot more Auburn fans come and make the trip. And maybe I get it. Like, the Michigan thing, that was such a unique experience. You're not in the same conference. I don't know. I was a little bit surprised, though. Shout out to Auburn, though. I will say this. They brought the band, and I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, I still don't understand why Michigan didn't bring their band.
I just think that
non-conference
costs a lot of money.
Stuff, they save it for
travel
conference.
60, 70
Michigan,
people.
they paid their quarterback $12 million. I think they can.
That's where Larry Ellison, he stops the buck. He doesn't support the band.
Put him on a Southwest.
It was a great day.
Larry Ellison has no idea the power of bands if they come after him. They'd find a way to just make him cry. I mean, you don't want to mess with the bands. But no, I mean, look, we had this guy Eddie tonight. Like, he was screaming his head off, an Auburn fan, and I think you stopped and talked to him a little bit.
Yeah,
but I was sitting in front of him.
That's how that is. That's how it always is down there.
Oh, is it? There's usually always some crazy from the other team screaming.
Not from the other team, but usually it's pretty interactive, I would say, in the North End Zone. The North End Zone people they're strong.
I would say
they're strong.
Yeah, switching from the North to the South, I get it. Like, the South is, that's a higher rent district over there, so you're likely to get people that are not as loud, but it can get very loud. But the North, it's loud all the time. Like, those people, that's what I enjoy about what I'm learning from being down on the field. Like, the North's end, that's where, if your back's against the wall, or you have another team's back against the wall, I should say, that's the end zone that you want to be in.
The North remembers. To your broader point, though, Kerry, about Oklahoma and fitting it in the SEC, I feel like this is the first time that OU has a team that is built for this conference. Like, they are, the way that they have built this team and constructed it. And I was telling Eddie, like, how big of a win this was for Brent. The way they constructed this team in the offseason, retaining the players that they did, especially on defense, and going out and getting a Ben Arbuckle and John Mateer, like, they deserve a ton of credit for the things that, I mean, even like, I was thinking about this. I didn't say this on the instant reaction, but the job they did in the spring portal, Jay Denott stole all the headlines.
Right.
But think about the guys they got that helped out Oklahoma tonight. And Jake Michaela, their starting center, how big of a win that was to get him.
Yeah.
And Tate Sandell, the kicker, he was fantastic.
We didn't ask any questions about him in the postgame. I feel kind of bad about that.
We should have. He was awesome. 49, 32, and 28. Like, they're going to play a ton of close games. You have to have somebody. You saw it tonight. Auburn did not trust their kicking game at all.
Something that, as you brought up in the instant reaction, that Justin Hawkinson talked to us about. And, like, the special teams, and from the gaffes that they had against Michigan, they played a role in winning this game tonight.
Yeah.
Talking about Tate Sandell, The Grayson Miller story is kind of awesome. Like, he's come out of nowhere and he's become a real asset for Oklahoma from a punting standpoint. The 65 yarder,
66 yarder, yeah,
an incredible kick. Now, I
punted 5 times tonight, 54.4 average, a long of 66. He also had 1 land inside the 20.
The Hilton sale is on. For 10 days only, you can save up to 20% on stays this fall and beyond. Don't wait. The sale ends September 29th. Book your stay and save at Hilton.com. Terms apply. Hilton, for the stay.
Punting into the north end zone today, you were punting with a pretty good wind, but still, like, he's getting it done.
And Satania was solid. I mean, as a returner,
I will say,
lot
man,
of fair catches.
There's a lot of hold your breath moments on the punt returns.
I think that's just because he's dropped a couple, right?
Yeah. But he's also, like, today he had one where it, like, bounced, then he, like, picked it up, and I'm like,
over in the corner, yeah.
I turned to Josh Calloway and I was like, yeah, maybe don't do that.
Yeah.
While he was surrounded by a ton of Auburn
They were
players,
saying on the radio that they thought maybe it hit him, or he thought it did, and so he was like, I got to grab this just in case. So I don't know. But how about just get out of the way?
Yeah. But, you know, it was just one of those days. I mean, it wasn't as good as what we've seen, but it's still, I mean, you know, John Mateer, 24-36, 271 yards, 1 touchdown, a long of 31. He got sacked 1 time. Like, those are still numbers that keep him squarely in the Heisman
Well, and
race.
that's, it's too early, I feel like, to talk Heisman, but the way that he's performed in big moments so far, like, he's had, like, you always say, like, oh, Heisman moment. Like, he's already had, in my opinion, like, kind of 2 Heisman moments, like the Michigan game as a whole, the way he played in that game and the way he ran the football, and then today that drive and to score on the touchdown run. Like, I don't know what his stats will be at the end of the year and if they'll be the best of any quarterback in the country. Probably not, but just I feel like he's already had some moments, and he's going to continue to have some if they can keep winning.
I think a part of it too is he's played 2 games on primetime national television.
Yeah.
So a lot of people have seen it. They've seen the big win over Michigan, which, by the way, I know that we talked about Michigan and what were they really going to be. Sounds like they played pretty well up at Lincoln today.
By the way, you want to?
They did. They won too.
Here's something, and we can talk about the rushing game because we alluded to that earlier. Here's a stat for you that's interesting. I mean, OU did not rush the ball well today. I think we can all agree on that, and they've got to be better. They had they gained 58 yards rushing, but they also lost 26 yards for a total of 32 yards total rushing.
That's not good.
That's not good. But listen to Auburn's totals. They gained 129. They lost 62 yards total for a sum of 67 yards. So.
And they were I believe 16th in the country coming into it. They were averaging 242 yards on the ground coming into today.
I mean, to lose 62 yards total. I mean, Jackson Arnold lost 50 yards total rushing.
He got
that was all sack. I mean, when you get sacked 10 times.
And here's the thing, like we were talking about the jet sweeps and all that. Deion Burks, negative rushing yards. Isaiah Statania, negative rushing yards. I mean, that was just a simple thing of, Ben Arbuckle, you learned a message.
Blaylock ended up with what, 11?
20 for
20 carry or no, 11 carries.
11 for 13
yards.
1.2 a carry.
Not great
at all.
Mateer was 2.9, which led everybody. Well, yeah, that led everybody.
He had a big run there in that. What was that? The first quarter, first drive. I think he picked up like 10 with his legs.
But again, it's you can sit and say, well, they got to be better. Yes, we know. They also need to be healthy, and they weren't healthy today. And
yeah,
that was a big part of it. I mean, your interior offensive line. We're all pretty banged up today, with the exception of Ozida.
And they just have I'll have to watch some of it, but I think tight end blocking's somewhat an issue in the run game right now. And I think Auburn's defensive line is also very solid.
It's good.
They've got some big dudes.
Well, we were sitting in here trying to kind of go over who has the best defensive line with Andy Staples, and it's a very short list. I mean, there's not a lot of people.
OU, Miami, I think Texas is very good.
Up there.
I think Florida's is really good. They just can't win.
They lost a third starter tonight,
but they're in the conversation. It's crazy to think. I was telling Eddie, think about how they've built this thing. Grayson Halton, 4th-year guy. Dominic Williams from the transfer portal. David Stone, Jaden Jackson. The recruiting wins those guys were and how good they already are. Like, it's insane. And even, an R. Mason Thomas, 4-year guy. PJ's finally coming on. We saw some Danny Okoye today. I think he's going to just get better and better. Taylor Wine.
They're building on the edges, which is exciting.
Yeah. And Marvin Jones Jr. That was a great pickup in the portal.
It really was. And he was another guy. Played through what we thought was a little bit of a back issue to get back. And the other thing I wanted to mention, it was good seeing Eli Bowen out there, in the warm-ups, fully dressed, no boot.
Yeah. Get him back for Kent State. One thing, too, I want to say before we move on. Like, remember when people, and not us, but like there's people, I think nationally, especially when Brent said that he was going to call the defense, that were kind of like skeptical of it.
How are you going to? Well, it's because of all the game management issues.
Right. But he's, I mean, this is what this man needs to be doing. It's unbelievable. I mean, like, he's put them in so many great positions. Like the defensive line was fantastic today and they beat guys. Some of the stuff they're doing defensively is just like the stunts, the showing pressure, then backing off or coming late. Like, I mean, the guy's a mastermind.
I felt like
the thought that people were like, oh, he can't do both. It's like, you're crazy. Like, he has to do both.
And I also just think that we were all here for it. Like, remember back to some of the post game pods that we would do in 17, 18, 19 carry and just talking about this defense. Like, the turnaround that this group has had and the amount of depth that they've built and developed, it's kind of incredible. Like that, they were able to do it.
I'm reminded of it so much, and Eddie, you remember this? There was so much of just an outright war between fans and Mike Stoops.
Yeah,
and I would have to ask myself every day, like, we'd go out to practice, and I'd just be like, I know this guy knows what he's doing. Why can't he get the players to play? The way that I know he, as good as he is as defense coordinator, why can't he get him to play? And there was some disconnect there. And the more I looked at it, it was like you would see guys like PJ and Banasaur come through and, guys that had athletic ability, but Mike would get so frustrated with them, he'd almost just give up on him. And Brent has this really, and he's always had it, and I think he's made it. When he went to Clemson, I think he's kind of refined this skill, but he knows how to reach people. Mm-hmm. Like, he knows if a kid is going out. It's like the story he told about Heineke. Like, he would throw him out of drills. But there was a rhyme and a reason for everything he did. And you think about the defenses they had in 2010 before he left, those were pretty good defenses. And the relationship he had with Austin Box, when he was trying to get him to be his stud linebacker in the middle, a lot like what happened with Danny. He goes out of his way and he realizes that the relationships that you have with your players are the most important thing, and getting them to not tune you out to where you're not just screaming and yelling at them all the time, and that they understand that you care about them and you want them to reach their full potential. He has a gift for that. And that's, to me, I've looked at a lot of stuff and I've listened to a lot of people and I've watched a lot of football. To me, that's what I see out of Brent Venables, is that gift that he has to just reach people and pull what he wants out of them.
The buy-in.
Exactly.
It all sounds like bullshit when you're not winning and nobody cares about culture and all that kind of stuff. But now that they are winning, it's very evident. And we put some of the video, we talked about it at the very end of the instant reaction. They're getting ready to go out there after they scored the touchdown, before the final defensive series. And I look up and the defenses has their huddle right there. And it's Derek Simmons, Logan Howe, all the offensive guys are in the huddle with them. I just don't ever remember an OU team having that type of interconnection between offense and defense. And especially over the last couple years when it felt like every time the offense was trying to go out there, or the defense was trying to go out there, they're having to bail out an offense that couldn't move the ball.
And that's George, I mean, remember when Brent first got here, he was trying to make Danny Stutzman the leader of this defense because he knew he was his best player, and that if he could get everyone to follow, it would make their defense better. Now when we talk to these guys, it's like there's no one guy. There's no head of the snake. Like, all of these guys are on the same page, whether it's Robert Spears Jennings, David Stone starting to fit in this category, but Jaden Jackson's a leader. I mean, like, all these guys, Kip Lewis, Kobe McKenzie's probably the one guy that you're like, okay, he's helping to foster this along. And I asked Brent that question tonight, like, how important is that just to have all these guys on the same page and just not one or two guys that everybody looks to?
Well, and look how many these guys chose to come back. And like, it was so bad last year. Like, these guys had every reason to either jump in the portal and get a bag, get a lot more money, or
go win some, go to the
NFL. R. Mason Thomas,
Jaden Jackson could have gone to Ohio State,
right? Like, all these things, and like, that's one thing. As bad as last year was, I don't think we ever questioned the buy-in from the players. Like, it never felt like the players were just going to quit, right? And like, and you look down in Stillwater right now, right? And they look like they've quit. And they had a mass exodus after last year. Now, it was worse than what OU did, right? Like, they went 3-9 or whatever. But like, sure. I think that's kind of one of those things where it's like the buy-in's not there at Oklahoma State right now. And even like a place like Florida, like I think Florida, you kind of see it, like it's starting to set in with that program. I don't think we ever questioned the culture or the buy-in that Brent got from these players, and I think it shows in the amount of guys that decided to come back, even on the offensive side. Like, they didn't lose, guys on the offensive line or some of the, it just.
Are your business expenses playing hide and seek? With Uber for Business, the small spends that slip through the cracks, like rides and meals, go right where you need them. Because it integrates with leading expense platforms, you can say goodbye to surprise costs, missing dollars, or chasing receipts. Everything's track downable. Uber for Business. Make small steps that make a big impact. Learn more at uber.com/small steps.
I think that's why, we were at odds with so many people on the message board that were just like, fire Brent, fire Joe, fire everybody. And I think all of us were like, guys, there's a lot of good that's happening in this program.
Yeah.
I know
there wasn't turmoil behind the scenes.
But when you lose games like they did, and especially last year, it's like kind of running out of lives.
It all falls on Brent because he's the head coach. And it fell on him because he hired Seth Luttrell.
Right.
And,
that was the turmoil. I don't want to say like there was no turmoil.
Right.
I think there was definitely some, and probably with inside the staff as well. And
then you add like the game management stuff.
We never heard anything last year that was like, well, players want to quit. And,
yeah.
I mean, even look at Jackson Arnold. I mean, the guy was laying his body on the line to end the season last year, knowing that he was probably not going to be at OU next year.
By the way, I don't know if you guys had a chance to see the video yet or not, but I wholeheartedly support Jackson Arnold leaving the field and having people heckling him and just looking up at one dude that was probably saying some awful shit. And he just looked at him and he said, "You want to be me so bad, dude," or something along those lines.
He said, you wish you were me.
Yeah.
I like Jackson. I
did too.
I had after the game, I went to his press conference and he was walking out and I just said, "Hey, Jackson, good to see you." And he just was like, "Hey, man, like, hope you're doing well." And I was like, "Good luck the rest of you." And he gave me a fist bump and I was just like, he's a good dude, man.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. Like,
it was a tough spot.
Yeah.
It was a tough spot. And I get it why the fans, like, somebody was saying, like, why would the students, like, cheer against them? It's like,
it's college football.
You're really not that stupid, are you?
Yeah.
You're not really, like, questioning why the student body would boo him or, start a you Jackson chant. Like, you're not that stupid. It's college football. The other thing, too, is I think there was a point, and it might have been after the 4th and 11 that they were able to convert with his legs, and then they score, and you look up at the clock, and there's 7 minutes left. It's like, Jackson Arnold just, like, kind of let him down the field against a really good defense. It's going to be that moment. And I think that's why, like,
he picked up that big, what was it, a third and, like...
4th and 11.
Was it a 4th and 11?
4th and 11.
Yeah.
Heineke missed
with
it.
his
My
legs,
guy,
yeah.
I praise Heineke. He missed it on that.
I think that the club was really giving him problems.
Yeah.
I don't know if he broke his hand. I don't know if he broke his thumb.
They said on the radio that his thumb was like bleeding a lot. So I don't know.
He was really messing with it after he made a tackle in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Down in the south end zone. And
I
don't
got caught in somebody's face mask.
It was a really nice play too. Actually, it was on one of the Jackson Arnold scrambles up the middle, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it might have been one of those like put his hand out and it just got bent back, or
maybe Michael Boganowski just obliterated
those
it.
linebackers though. They're really good.
Yeah.
I thought Kip Lewis was great today. Kobe, Sammy.
Kip and Kobe just have like this, Danny obviously had this presence about him. But I think that we've kind of seen that come to life with Kip and Kobe at the same time.
Like a
Sammy
duo.
Omosigo's kind of the same way. Like they just have a good presence in it's very noticeable how well they're communicating.
They don't
with
seem to
everybody.
make mistakes.
And I think that like the communication part probably is self-explanatory. And Brent's talked about this almost every time he talks about the defense. Just how many of these guys have been in this system for 3 or 4 years?
Let me ask you this, Kerry. I asked Eddie this on the instant reaction. Is Jaden Jackson the best football player on the team? I think he is. And I think the only two people that also have an argument are R. Mason Thomas and John Mateer. But I think Jaden Jackson overall as a football player is the best player on the football team. He is so dominant. He wins.
Do I get a chance to argue
every rep? No, I'm just saying. I just think he wins every rep and at a very important position.
Yeah. And look, it's hard for John Mateer because he's the only quarterback out there.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't have anybody next to him. So like every time he messes up, everyone sees it.
It's highlighted.
I'm not sure that Jaden Jackson doesn't have mess ups or get yelled at after plays. Like, you're supposed to, attack this gap or that gap. So it's hard to say, but he's definitely one of the top most talented players in college football for being a sophomore.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
And there were some times like...
Can I say something controversial?
Sure.
I think David Stone's better.
I think
wait
David Stone...
Wait about this. What if could it be David Stone is becoming the better player?
100%.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think, though, David Stone makes
big moments.
Correct. Jaden Jackson... He's making a play. I'm telling you guys,
we're splitting hairs too. Like these
I know.
are two of the premier defensive
Jaden
tackles
Jackson,
in the country.
I don't think Jaden Jackson. I'm sure he has, but he never loses a rep.
I'll say this.
I agree with like the sentiment though. This is a good problem to have.
It's remarkable that because we know this happened. I mean, when David Stone entered the portal, there were people in position of power that said, "Fine. Let him go. We don't think he's worth what he's asking for, what other people are being willing to pay." And
that price keeps going up every week.
And eventually those people cowered to the other people and they brought him back. Ever since that happened and everything we've heard, he's been a different player, but now we're seeing it on the field. All the stuff that Brent talked about, like what he did in spring and over the summer and how much he's done this, like we're actually seeing. I mean, it started just slamming you in the face in the Temple game, and then tonight, that's the best he's looked, I think, against good competition all season.
Yeah, he was awesome.
And they had a good offensive line. They gave up a lot of sacks, but those guys... Auburn looked the part. We were talking about this earlier. I was right there at their tunnel as they were coming out. And there's always that piece of you that's like, well, these guys don't look like they should. Like, no. Everyone that ran out of that tunnel, I was like, yep, that's an SEC football player. That's it. I mean, for the most part.
Their left
that was
tackle,
like us, like every time that we went out somewhere last year, even Tennessee when they came to here, it's like, God damn, it's just different.
Yeah.
It's different.
Well, and their left tackle, I think it's their right guard, 77. Is he the right guard for them?
Yeah. Is he the kid that got hurt?
No.
77. No, that was 75.
Center.
But then he came back in, the center. That was the other one I was going to say. Those three are all going to get drafted.
Their center looks...
NFL.
Their center... Like, he
Connor
has
Lew.
a different body from the waist up than the waist down. Like, he's like Goldberg or something.
75's Connor Lew, right?
Yeah.
The center?
The center, yeah.
But
he has a
Jeremiah
massive shoulder span, massive biceps. Like, he looks like a toy. Like they made up a He-Man type kind of thing.
It's just a really good win, man. I think that, like, now that they're almost through this, you're going to beat Kent State in 2 weeks. But I think everybody knew like the magnitude that was going to surround the month of September. It's gotten a lot better than I thought it was going to go. And not to say that I didn't think that they were going to go undefeated or that they were going to lose a game. I just didn't really know what to expect from it's just a more complete team than I was expecting.
Well, and I think, Eddie, it's not so much that they won, because I think we all expected them to go 5-0. I think they've shown us a couple things in these wins, whether it's the 10-minute drive against Michigan or that touchdown drive before the end of the half against Michigan. And again, how much do you really take away from Temple? But the way you go to Philadelphia and you just kick the shit out of them and the game's over immediately. And then today to
Temple
respond,
scored some points today. I mean, they played a real team besides OU, and they weren't embarrassed.
And
Georgia
then today
Tech. Georgia Tech
to respond and come up with the plays late that you have to have late in a game like that. To me, it's not so much that they're 4-0; it's how they've gotten to 4-0 that you go, okay, I can really believe in this. Like if it was some fluky shit that they got through these 4 games, or even if it was just like blowouts, then you'd probably feel really good. But like the way they've done it, it's like, okay, like they can play with everybody right now.
I'll say this too. We had all the talk about the SEC, and even early in the pod, like, you should feel like they're a part of the SEC now. And I think a big part of that is the fans. Like you guys were down there on campus Friday at the South Oval.
It's been electric this year.
On Feinbaum. There were a lot of people. I mean, did you see Joe C. this morning introducing?
Yeah, he's screaming into the television.
I was talking to him about that on the sideline. Also, got introduced to Tim Headington today for the first time.
Did he give you some money?
You can't borrow any money from me. I do feel richer, though. He didn't offer to help finish the studio, so we'll work on that.
We'll name it the Headington Studio.
But it was like I'd never met him. I'd only heard of him. Like I guess I'd been around him like when they had the tree topper ceremony, for the Headington Hall, but never had like shook his hand and stuff. And it was literally like one of those moments where I was like, wow, this is a real dude. Like this is basically the guy that funds the entire football.
I was going to say, he's the guy that got David Stone whatever money was needed.
Yeah, whatever extra money he needed, it came from Tim Headington probably. But that was cool, and it's just great seeing. And look, I know I think OU's doing a really good job of embracing the BMDs as we call them, and a lot of those people are down there, and sometimes they reach out and just want to say hello, but it is like you can feel this spirit around the program and around game days now that I think has been lacking for a long time, and the North Oval's been a part of that.
I agree. And I think that.
Well, it helps when you know that you're not going to get your face pounded in.
But it's also it's a result of, I think, this fan base being very hungry, and they've been hungry since the moment Lincoln Riley left. And I think also the fact that you are welcoming opponents that are awesome. Like you've welcomed in the first 4 games 2 prominent programs. I mean, Michigan and Auburn are 2 of the best in college football. And
I agree.
I think that gets people fired up, and the way the football team's playing, they have something to believe in. Like this fan base, you guys know, this fan base is one of the best in the country when this group's rolling, and I think you're seeing that right now.
You want me to say something kind of shitty?
Yeah. We welcome it.
Andy and I sat up here and we watched Texas Tech and Utah.
You're tuned into Auto Intelligence, live from Auto Trader, where data, tools, and your preferences sync to make your car shopping smooth.
They're searching inventory.
Oh, yeah.
They find what you need.
They're gonna find it.
You can make a budget for your wallet to help you succeed. Pricing's precise and true.
So true.
It's smarter car shopping.
Ooh.
Just for you.
Oh, it's just for you. Ooh. Find your next ride at autotrader.com. Powered by Auto Intelligence.
And my initial thoughts were kind of like, thank God OU is not a part of this anymore. We're asking ourselves, are the best 2 teams in the Big 12 Utah and Texas Tech?
Yeah. Tech might be pretty good.
They might be. That's a different discussion. I'm just saying.
But it's Texas Tech. It's not Auburn or Michigan or some of the Tennessee.
Yeah.
Like
Texas, Tennessee, like the one thing the SEC has taught me, and Tennessee fans have taught me this, is like holy shit, that's a different level of fandom. Like that's something that you should want to be a part of.
Well, and like just the football that's being played on the field, like you watch the Auburn Baylor game versus what you just watched in Norman today.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different game.
Yeah.
Totally different game. And
they scored 38 on Baylor.
I know. It's crazy. But I agree, Kerry. It's the Big 12 are like, it's just, there's just not a lot of programs that you get fired up about playing.
And look, we were all sick of the schedule. I mean, Baylor and TCU and
this is
Kansas
awesome.
State and
Kansas. I'm excited. You know, on Tuesday they're announcing the 9 opponents for next year for Oklahoma, including the 3 quote unquote permanent rivals or whatever that I guess gets reviewed after 4 years. I'm excited to see, you know, what's that going to be for OU next
By the way,
year.
you mentioned it earlier. Did you guys get to watch much of the Oklahoma State game? I know, Eddie, you were out at dinner, I think.
I watched most of it.
We were watching.
What a disaster.
Terrible.
I lived through the Blake years. This is not the Blake years yet, but it's getting there awfully fast. I don't think OSU is going to allow this to get to the Blake years.
Kerry, I think some of those John Blake teams would beat the team that we watched last night.
This is the Blake. This is the Blake.
I like Trey Lamb. I think he's going to do a really good job up at Tulsa.
They're not a good football team.
That is not a good football team.
No.
And what I saw from them last night or Friday night, I guess it was last night, or technically, is just the inability to cover people in the secondary.
I mean, that opening possession, like the opening drive that Tulsa went down and scored, they had 4 guys over for 2 people, and they still scored a touchdown. Like, I don't know.
Did you hear somebody?
And here's the thing: I don't think Flores is that bad of a quarterback. He was the best.
He missed a lot.
He's not very
but
good.
he was the best part of that offense last night. The rest of it is trash.
That's another portion. That's a problem.
Yeah.
You know,
did you hear
he was the best.
I mean, so you have a below average quarterback. He's not surrounded with any talent.
Yeah.
And he clearly looks like one of the most talented people in that offense. Like,
I mean, Haas Henley, when he got hurt, that whole thing got bad.
I mean, Doug Meacham.
What were you going to say, George?
Did you see Gundy's post game press conference? Somebody asked him like,
I listened to it. Yeah.
Somebody asked him something along the lines of like, what do you think like is the heart of the issue right now? And I think they were trying to ask like for the program as a whole, and like no, and as a whole, and Gundy was like, well, we got to get a lot better on like third downs, and somebody was just like, buddy, I think it's a lot bigger than like your third downs, like.
I thought I did listen to that press conference, and I'll say this because I DM'd him after. I thought Joe Masato asked like a masterclass question to him last night. Like it was.
What did he?
It was one of those questions. It was like, you know, he's like, he did mention like your team sucks right now, but like, you know, is there a way out of this? Like it was kind of like he gave Mike Gundy a little bit of room to kind of like, you know, answer a very weighty question without making it accusatory, and he handled it really well. But the problem was everybody else tried to ask that same question in a different way, which is, you know, can this be saved kind of thing, and it just kind of turned into we're done here. I mean, like there was nothing else for him to say.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a disaster.
And the thing with OSU, I said this on the radio today. They can like if they hire the right guy, like they can go win a lot of football games. Like I don't think that OSU is just like some terrible program. They got to figure out everything else though. Like the athletic director not having a contract,
it's a problem.
An interim president, like the board of regents don't agree. Like they've got a lot of issues that are outside of the football field right now.
They've got to invest in a football program in a personnel department, and I mean.
But they're in a conference that they should be able to win a lot of football games.
That's the most surprising thing to be is, you know, Oklahoma makes the move and they're leaving the SEC. And
there was literally like a celebration from Oklahoma State fans. Like, this is our conference now. Like, we're going to dominate this thing.
I'm genuinely like kind of shocked almost of just how quickly it fell off for them. Like, look at the last, what is the number? The last, I think it's 12, 13 games against Power 5 competition. They've lost all of them.
Yeah.
They haven't really been competitive in any of them. It kind of started with the West Virginia ass whooping. I don't know. It's just crazy. Coming up after us, we'll have Carson Cunningham and Colby Powell for the Pistols Firing blog. It is crazy though. Like, and it's hard because we're obviously in the same state, so I still watch a lot of Oklahoma State games. I have a bunch of Oklahoma State buddies. All those buddies straight up just don't care.
Yeah.
Like it's gotten to a point, it's gotten so bad.
And that's how you know
that
you have
they're
to
not
fire
even
the coach.
angry.
That's how you have to.
I just don't know if like firing him mid-season, like that doesn't make them better.
No. I know what you mean. I just mean,
but like you guys said, they need a plan. I mean, they don't have an AD.
I don't think it's the worst idea. Somebody told me last night or mentioned it last night. I don't think it'd be the worst idea to just go to Tulsa, hire the athletic director and the head coach, Trey Lamb, and then the athletic director that came from Texas A&M. He's supposed to be pretty good.
Here's what I told my guy T-Bag, Tyler Adams.
Maybe for the bye week we have T-Bag come in and have a sit down with us.
He'd do it. Yeah, he'd do it. I told him, everybody's talking about Ben Arbuckle. I said, that's not the person you need to poach from OU. I'd poach Taylor Redd. Make him start your personnel department.
I thought you were going to go a little misdirection there. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, they got to do something.
I mean, if Gundy's gone, does Kenyatta Wright have a job? I mean, that's the whole thing.
You know what they need? They need Todd Bates acronyms. Those little poems. That's what they need. Hire Todd Bates as the head coach.
They're working for the defensive line. So
BTA beat their ass today. That's what they did.
Yes. All right. Thank you guys for staying so late. Thanks to Andy Staples for hanging out with us today. It was good seeing him. It was nice that we had a National On3 employee show up in the Sooners won.
Yeah.
There was and that's the other thing too, is like how OU is playing well and playing some big games is there's now been a couple games where there've been some big national reporters in town for the game.
I mean, Marcelo and Chris were both back today, weren't they?
Yes, they were here, yeah. And Staples will now move on to see how quickly Florida fires Billy Napier.
They at least fought tonight.
Yeah.
And
after the game they fought.
They did do that too.
Florida's going to come open. How about Arkansas losing to Memphis today?
Everybody was saying that I need to go.
They blew it.
Jason Kersey hit me up during the game. It was right at the beginning of the OU game as Arkansas was losing.
They fumbled inside the 10-yard line.
You got to watch Trey Biddy's walk and talk because I bet it was awesome. And this is before the game's even over, so I can only imagine.
They totally blew it. And hey, Ole Miss pretty good. They beat the shit out of Tulane.
I think that's a little bit of both. Ole Miss is pretty good. I don't think Tulane's any good. Not any good. I just don't think they're as
well, we
good.
all know that
I thought Tulane was kind of the front runner to be the Group of 5 team.
We all know that what's his name, Retzloff. I mean, he's very up and down as a quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't even know who else even the Group of 5 is even in the hunt, because it was South Florida. South Florida's probably still in the mix.
They're still in the mix, but they've lost since the
Tulane was in it. I don't know if they're in it anymore.
I mean, if we're doing a college football roundtable, we got to give a shout out to Indiana. They beat the absolute dog shit out of Illinois tonight.
Have we seen if Signetti has talked any shit in his post game yet?
They might be for real.
Yeah. I guess we'll find out in time.
You said it. Michigan.
I'm starting to wonder if Vanderbilt's any good.
I need to look up Bryce Underwood's final numbers because
I got it right here. Bryce Underwood was 12 for 22 for 105 through the air.
He ran it though quite a bit, didn't he?
He had 8 for 61 and a touchdown on the ground. Justice
Haynes went nuts.
17 for 149, 8 a carry. The black shirts are not back. Raiola 30 for 41, 308. Three
Everybody
touchdowns,
thought
had
that
an
this was
interception.
the rule year.
Do you guys want an update from
USC?
Los Angeles?
Yeah,
Okay.
what is it?
Mm-hmm.
USC was up 31-10.
Uh-huh.
They are now up 31-24 in the fourth quarter.
You know, I've always supported Michigan State in their endeavors.
So is Josh McCuistion.
I'm a big Sparty guy.
Oh, also Luke Fickell fired. He's going to get fired.
Yeah.
Wisconsin's terrible. You know, we were talking to Andy about that earlier today. I did not realize that his staff was so good when they were at Cincinnati, talking about Marcus Freeman over there. Maybe it was me and you that were sitting there.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I did not realize that.
Yeah, Marcus Freeman was his DC.
There's some good college football next week, too, that I think we'll enjoy with the bye week.
The 27th. The schedule's really good. Georgia, Bama do anything for you?
Oh, sorry. Michigan State almost had a pick. What was it?
Georgia-Bama next week.
Georgia-Bama. I think, is it Penn State and Oregon?
Yep.
Is also next week?
Yep.
There's some really good
Oregon
games.
has, they almost have an SEC type schedule, don't they? They play Oregon. It seems like they play a bunch of good teams.
Well, I mean, they're in the Big Ten. So,
but, I mean, you can have a Big Ten schedule and have it be shit.
They play the good teams from the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Yes. Although I do think they miss out on a couple. USC, Illinois, that kind of gets taken away because of the Illinois loss today. Notre Dame, Arkansas, I'm going to be somewhat fascinated by out in Fayetteville just because I don't know what Notre Dame is quite yet with the 1-2 record. I think they ended up pulling away today. LSU, Ole Miss, Auburn, A&M.
LSU, Ole Miss is good.
Auburn's on a little stretch here where they're going OU at A&M, Georgia,
they gotta go to College Station?
Missouri.
Jesus.
Yeah, back-to-back. Durbin,
by the way,
College Station, and then they get Georgia, Missouri at home.
I don't know how good South Carolina is anymore.
Shane Beamer might be at Virginia Tech soon.
But I do think Missouri is a little bit better than what I anticipated.
There's some people.
Prbula's playing.
I say
well.
Some people. The question has been asked: did Penn State keep the wrong quarterback?
Yeah,
and I don't know, but I agree with you on that.
Missouri rushed for 285 yards today.
Yeah, they run the ball.
And Prbula, they run it and set up Prbula. He was 16 of 27 for 171.
I'm starting to think
the
South Carolina. I'm starting to think the South Carolina game for OU is a game they should absolutely win.
Yeah, even though
it's a tough spot.
Yeah,
it's a tough spot having to travel all the way out there
after
OU, Texas. Yeah, I don't know, boys. This is exciting though. It feels
you're
like
in the game.
This is more real than I was expecting it to be.
They're going to be a top 10 team tomorrow.
And it's because of the defense. It's because of a defensive line that is one of the best in the country.
Maybe the best.
It's kind of crazy.
It's up there. I mean, it's they can make an argument, and that's something that you never could have said in the last 20 years.
No. Pretty cool.
All right, that's going to do it. Be back next week. We'll do a game day rewind with Josh on Monday. Recruiting report will come out. Bo Bentley, saw him on the sidelines today. Saw Cooper Hackett was there today.
Yeah.
They had a lot of guys. Guys like Seneca Driver was a guy. I don't know who he is, but everybody was surrounding him.
I saw the Tank
Did you finally see him today?
I found him.
Bo Bentley was wearing, I think you said maybe Kanik had given his hat to everyone, but Bo Bentley was definitely wearing the burger hat on the sideline.
I saw Austin Mix, Ryder's dad. He had a Kanik.
Cooper Alexander was there today.
I didn't see Cooper.
He was standing over by Cooper Hackett. There were a lot of recruits. I think more recruits than we expected were in today. So, be interesting to see the reaction from that, and Josh, and maybe Harry will be getting on that as well. And then, so we'll have all the shows this week on the bye week, and I don't know, we'll come up maybe with another around the corner, and just stay tuned. We'll have the unofficial 40. And, that's going to do it for this edition. Sooners win it 24-17. They moved to 4-0. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is the bye week where maybe we get some napping time in. We'll see. That's going to do it. We'll see you back here after the Kent State game in 2 weeks on the Eskridge Lexus post-game podcast.